Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. I've been having some time over the weekend to try out the new cargo missions, and out of many great attempts, I have failed all but one time. Actually, technically, the missions were listed as abandoned rather than failed because anytime you leave the game with an incomplete mission, the mission is listed as abandoned when you return, which applies to server crashes, boxes falling through floors, whole ships falling through floors, whole ships losing any collision detection at all with the whole world and falling through everything, hangars not arriving in the world, etc., etc. In other words, many of these failures had to do with general game problems and stability in this Evocati build, and not with the new cargo missions specifically. So even though these are big issues, I'm not going to make a big deal of them because this is still an Evocati build, and most of this chaos will not make it to a non-NDA build. Now, if it does make it to a broader non-NDA build, that would be a different matter, but then I would hardly be alone in the screaming. After all, the item kiosks were already functioning more reliably than in the first Evo build. So I'm going to call these involuntarily abandoned missions failures because, well, they sure weren't successes, but I am getting some shareable insights anyway. But also, obviously, those insights pertain to the beginning cargo missions, since no completions meant no reputation gain to get to the advanced ones. So, are these cargo missions good for the beginning player? Yes, if you have a ship that can handle the 6 to 10 SCU of cargo in one run. If you're having to complete the mission in 2 or more runs, then your earnings per hour are likely going to be better with parcel delivery, which can be done in basically any beginner ship. A handheld tractor multi-tool is of course a must. The tractor rifle is better but so expensive that I would not regard it as a prerequisite for these beginner missions. Most of the early runs are from an orbital station to the planet below, either at a landing zone or a distribution center. These don't pay a lot, but since you are going just from orbit down to the planet, they can be completed fast. And to make respectable money per hour, therefore, you must be completing them fast. So, shake a tail, time is money, and one of the biggest parts of the total time is in loading and unloading. So, what's the best ship if you plan on making these hauling contracts your early game plan? In the verse. And I have 2 recommendations based on your answer to this question. Are you just seeing this as a way to get seed money for other endeavors, or do you plan on sticking with hauling contracts for a while? If you are seeing this as just a way to earn a few thousands of credits as seed money, then my recommendation is the Nomad. The reason is that even in a small hangar, you can spin the Nomad sideways and literally put that rear bed right at the freight elevator door. As you can well imagine, that makes loading way faster, and as I said, every moment is lost profit per hour. And then when you've gotten that first few thousand credits of seed money, use it to rent a rock mining buggy, which you can also fit in the back of the same Nomad, and your post-hauling career path is open to you. Now, if your game goal has you thinking of sticking with the hauling contracts progression for a while, then my suggestion, the beginning ship for hauling contracts, is the Hull A. But the reason for the recommendation is pretty much the same. You can swing around the tail to the freight elevator and then swing the boxes on and off faster than any other for 64 SCU ship. The other 64 SCU ships either can't be put tail towards the hangar or have a long narrow path to get boxes in or out. So these missions let the Hull A shine. Though shine is a relative term since it is still one of the most sluggish ships to fly. There is another Evo build coming out later today, and my hope is to start registering completions rather than abandonments with hauling contracts and see with extra stability how things are slightly up the reputation ladder. But for the moment, I still think these are shareable insights in the early hauling missions. Now for an update on our giveaways. To start with, we have our special membership level to cover costs of doing live coverage at CitizenCon with his own giveaway for the big brother of the starting hauling ship, the Hull C, the colossal cargo container carrying craft. Although I am still expecting to make the trip to Manchester, the giveaway of the Hull C will still occur, even if for some unforeseen circumstance the live coverage that I do for CitizenCon has to be done remote. Plus, as always, we have our regular Roller Channel ship giveaway for the Zippy Zazzy Zap Digs Ever, the Zeus 2 cargo, which we are just waiting on subscriber goal for, as well as the marvelous multiplayer, multi-role mining meta, the Arasta. 1 entry per video. Be a member for automatic entry with each video, or subscribe and comment, somehow including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the place where you want to be able to park the rear of your ship right up next to. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.